We are out in the woods on the FJR today. We're in November here. You don't get a lot of days you can get out in November in the Ozarks, so I thought I better get out. It was decent enough. But we're down in the government woods. We're just going to take a little ride and see what we can get into. The colors just haven't been all that great here in the Ozarks this fall. It's kind of pretty. Yeah, we got a little bit of color, but not much, mostly brown. A lot of the trees that had some color the leaves got blown off. We had some pretty rough weather here the last week or so. It's still pretty to me. I hope everybody's doing well. Getting some enjoyment out of life, that's always good. Pretty cool today, but I tell you, the FJR just takes care of you. It's a really good, cool and cold weather bike. I take it to the mountains and ride, and I just never get cold on it. I rode in sleet and snow and cold, freezing rain this year, and we were out in Utah, rode down across and down through the center of Utah, through the high country there. We were in and out of snow and sleet and rain for several days, messing around out there, and I never did get cold. If you stay dry, you'll be fine. See, I was wearing the frog togs, so I was staying dry. I didn't have any problem with that. The FJR's got really good wind protection. It keeps the air off of you. You get a little bit on your shins, on your legs, depending on which way the wind's coming from. You can get some on your shins, on your legs, but not much. You also get a little warm air off the motor there on your legs as well. But yeah, it's pretty good on the wind protection. It's just pretty good all around at taking care of you. You can travel on this bike, go anywhere you want pretty much. As long as there's no frozen stuff on the road, why, you'll be all right. We're going to run down here and look at a little lake tucked away back in the woods. See how it looks. Sure is pretty down here though. It's always pretty down here. You don't need fall color. It's just nice all the time. It's even nice in the winter when there's no leaves. We'll come down here when we get a nice day this winter. Run through here. There's still enough pine in here to give you some color in the winter. With the leaves off, you can kind of see how the terrain, how the ground lays. You can't see much when everything's leaved out. You can't see the forest for the trees. People bring their horses down here. There's a lot of trails through the forest trails they can ride their horses on, and pretty popular down here to do that. This is Noblet Lake, a little lake that was built back in the 20s. Dammed up Noblet Creek and made a little recreational area here. It's not very big. I don't know how many acres it covers, but it's tucked away in a nice spot and it's pretty. Got some ducks over here all piled up. The bald eagle hunting fish there. Hard to stay on him here with the camera. Oh, he's going up in the tree. He's gonna let us take our picture of him there. So this is Noblet Lake, little national, in the national forest. Well, this is pretty sweet.
There goes my eagle. He's out of here. Got somewhere else to sit. Huh.
We'll drive around here to the other side of the lake. Take a look at that. See if it's as pretty as this side of the lake. I assume it will be. This is just pretty nice right here. I'm surprised nobody's down here with their horses. I haven't seen anybody at the horse trailer or on a horse. On a day like this, well, I'd be out for a horse ride. Ride some trails. Yeah, they got a little dam here on the other side of the lake where they dammed up the creek back in the 20s. We'll take a look at it. There we go. They got a little circle down here along the creek with some camping spots. We'll take a ride down along through there and see how it looks. I doubt if anybody's camped out, but you never know. The Forestry Service had a be bear aware sign up there on their placard. So I guess we're in bear country here. There's 6 or 8 of these little camping spots down along through here. It's just dry camping. There are no services or anything. That's a pretty little spot right there. Got a nice shot of the nice view of the bluff there and the creek. I think this is the spot I'd want to camp in if I had my choice. That's a nice one there. Good view of the river or the creek. See if we can get pulled up out of here. Yeah, that's pretty. Got a little sunshine coming through the leaves there. Probably got some sunshine reflecting off the camera lens too, but you can't have everything. Take the good with the bad. Had something weird happen with the rear shock on this FJR the other day. I went in and changed this rear suspension from, I think I had it set to 2 riders and I changed it to 1 rider with luggage or something. I made a change. After I did that, I was riding, I got to noticing the rear of the bike was just bouncing up and down. It just didn't have any compression or rebound dampening at all. It was just riding on the spring, and I was really having trouble cornering. I was on these state highways, these twisty roads, and oh man, it was terrible in the corners. And I thought, well, something's happened to the rear shock, and I really didn't think about that I had just changed the suspension settings. But when I got home later on, I kind of bounced the rear end of the bike up and down, and there was no compression or rebound. It was just a spring. It was just bouncing up and down on the spring. The shock wasn't doing anything. I thought, great, you know, what's this going to cost? But I fired the bike up and went into the suspension settings and changed it back to two riders, and I felt the rear end lift up on it, and I got off and checked it, and it was back like it should have been. It had good compression and rebound dampening, and the bounce was gone. So then I went in and changed it back to one rider with luggage like I was wanting it, and it dropped the rear just a little bit, but the shock was fine then. It had good rebound and compression dampening, and it's been fine ever since. So apparently something went haywire when I changed the settings there on the suspension, and apparently it just opened up the rebound and the compression all the way up to 0 and left them there. But it was like riding on a pogo stick, man. That thing was just bouncing, and you could not go around the curve. It was just wouldn't hold a line, and it was not fun. So that was kind of weird, but that's been a couple of 3 weeks, I don't know, maybe a month ago. I've ridden it several times since, and it's been fine. I haven't had no issues with it since. Something to be aware of. You may have a bouncy shock one of these days and need to reset your suspension. Let it reset. Well, folks, I appreciate you all coming and checking out Noblet Lake with me here on the FJR. Getting some drone footage. That was pretty cool. Got to see a bald eagle. That was really cool. Invite y'all to come back. We'll go somewhere else and do some other things. Until I catch up with you again, y'all take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you later.